Now, a couple of early notes before I get into our next couple of examples. How to sketch a poly. Now I know there's different ways we can graph. We can go on the internet and use Desmos, and we have graphing calculators and so forth. But I just want to let you know we have to know how to do this on the SAT by hand without a calculator. And so I'm just giving you little tricks on how to be able to draw a decent picture without a calculator, okay, or without Googling it or whatever. So step one for sketching something without a calculator or Desmos or whatever, you would use what's called the power function. Now the power function, we've already identified it up here in the first two examples, has an A. If A is positive, or if A is negative. That's exactly why we want to keep the numbers connected when we reorder it. If A is positive, if A is negative, then this is what's going to happen to the picture. The right arrow, because it has two arrows, it has a right arrow and a left arrow, the right arrow points up. Or the left arrow, excuse me, I'm sorry, I messed that up. The right, if A is positive, the right arrow points up. If A is negative, the right arrow points down. I'll have an example that puts that into play. So the power function talks about the right arrow, bottom line, and how it points. Okay? Again, why you want to keep the number attached. Step two. How many? You want to figure out how many U-turns, how many turning points we have. And step three, sketch backwards. Do you remember when you were like played with those mazes as a kid in like coloring books? You did mazes from start to end and you got trapped and had to erase and start over. And then a lot of us as we grew up realized like if you do a maze from end to start, you never got trapped and it was always sort of worked out clean if you went in reverse order. It's going to be kind of like polynomials. If you do it the correct way, you're going to get screwed up and wrong and you're going to run into a trap and you're going to have to erase. But if you sketch this backwards, it should work out every time for you nicely. Okay, so you don't want to draw it like you normally would draw it. A couple of hints though. If the degree is even, the arrows point the same direction. If the degree is odd, the arrows point in opposite directions. So that's a hint. You don't have to memorize that. That will happen even if you don't remember that. No big deal.